Good day, Gen Math babies! Welcome back to General Mathematics class in school year 2020-2021, or should we say, the pandemic year. So for the past few days, we've been tackling into many families of functions, right? So last week, we discussed on inverse functions. Today, we're going to discuss or extend our families of functions with exponential functions. Exponential function from the word exponential. From the word exponents, no? When we say exponents, these are the numbers that are raised on top of a certain number, or on top of a certain variable, or on top of a certain constant, right? Okay, when we talk about exponential functions, first we have to review our related formulas. What are these related formulas, teacher Mo? Okay, related formulas, actually, these are just formulas that we've already tackled back in your junior high school days. I just need to review them to you again because I'm pretty sure that you've already forgotten some of them. The first formula is a to the m times a to the n is equal to a to the m plus n. Okay, the first formula, or the first, is this familiar now? It's like the law of exponents. Okay, we have a to the m times a to the n is equal to a to the m plus n, meaning a certain base raised to a certain exponent times the same certain base raised to another exponent. Therefore, if the same base lang tayo ha, therefore, our exponents will be added. Example, we have 2 cubed times 2 squared. Anong sabi ng first formula? I-add daw yung mga exponents. So that becomes 2 times 3 plus 2. That becomes 2 to the 5th. Okay, let's try to check. 2 to the 5th is equal to, what is 2 to the 5th? 2 to the 5th, 32. Let's try to check. We have 2 cubed, that is 8. 2 squared, that is 4. 8 times 4, 32. Therefore, the first related formula was proven correct. The second related formula is a to the n over a to the n is equal to a to the m minus n. Okay, the second related formula states that if two the same bases are raised into different exponents, as long as they have the same base, no? Tapos give mo silang fractional form, that the exponents will be subtracted. So that becomes a to the m over a to the n becomes a to the m minus n. Okay, let's try to give an example, or a numerical example. So we have 2 cubed over 2 squared. So that becomes 2 cubed. What is 2 cubed? No, according to the related formula, it will become 2 to the 3 minus 2, or it becomes 2 to the 1, or 2. Okay, let's try to solve kung tinuod beginning atong second related formula. What is 2 cubed? That is 8. What is 2 squared? That is 4. 8 over 4 is 2. Therefore, we have proven the second related formula. The third related formula states that if the quantity of a to the m is raised to n, therefore, that becomes a to the m times n. Okay, the third related formula states that if a quantity of a base is raised to a certain number, then that quantity will be raised to another number. Therefore, the exponents will be multiplied. So what will happen here? If we have a numerical example of the quantity of 2 squared raised to 3, or raised to a cube, that becomes, according to the related formula, that becomes 2 times 2 times 3. 2 to the power of 2 times 3. That is equal to 2 to the power of 6. What is 2 to the power of 6, teacher Mo? That is 64. Okay, let's try to solve if is this really right. What is 2 squared? That is 4. 4 cubed. What is 4 cubed? That is also 64. Thus, giving us the correct implication of the third related formula. Let's start to check first if 4 cubed is really 64. It is 64. Now let's go to the fourth related formula. The fourth related formula is quite a distributive formula stating that the quantity of A, B, C when raised to a certain number, therefore that becomes A to the n, B to the n, and C to the n. Or any quantifiable coefficient and bases, no, that are together once raised to a certain degree or a certain number, they can be distributed. Okay, for example, we have x, y, z raised to 2. That becomes x squared, y squared, z squared. Right? Very understandable. we have 2x, y, 3z raised to 2, that becomes 4x squared, y squared, 9z squared, right? Am I getting it right? Yes. That's the correct answer for this one. Okay, that is for the fourth related formula. The fifth related formula states that another distributive formula. If A over B is raised to n, therefore what will happen? The exponents will be distributed as A to the n over B to the n. So for a given example, we have 2 over 3 squared, that becomes 2 squared over 3 squared. What is 2 squared? That is 4 over 9. That is how you do it, right? The sixth related formula states that if A is raised to m over n, or if A is raised to a fractional exponent, therefore what will happen? That becomes the nth root of A raised to m. Okay, again, if a base is raised to a fractional exponent, what will happen? That becomes the nth root of A raised to m. Okay, how do you do that, teacher mo? How do you gonna make an example for that? For example, we have 2 raised to 2/3. That becomes 2 squared, cube root, or the cube root of 2 squared. So what is the cube root of 2 squared? That becomes, what is 2 squared? The cube root of 8. What is the cube root of 8? The answer is, what is the cube root of 8? Okay, let's try to cube root of 8. The answer is 2. What do you mean by a cube root? Guys, okay, that's not my job to review anymore. You try to search for that. Roots of a given number. Because we have square root, we have cube root, we have quadruple root, no? The different types of roots. Anyway, let's continue. The seventh related formula that we have to review is A raised to a negative exponent, or A raised to negative m, that becomes 1 over A to the m. Okay, for example, if we have 2 raised to negative 3, that becomes 1 over 2 cube. And 1 over 2 cube is equal to 1 over 8. Understood? Okay, next, for the eighth related formula, we have A raised to 0. Any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay, never forget that. Okay, those are our 8 related formulas. I would like you to screenshot this one and make sure that you got a copy of this one in your notes. Kung naman your notes. Because I'm pretty sure that you will have to remember this all over throughout your whole college life. Okay, gamitin din siya tanan. So, these are like the formulas na ino-memorize doon pero akong gipang summarize tanan. Okay, why are we talking about, or why are we reviewing about related formulas of exponential functions? Because in exponential functions, we will only be tackling into exponents. We will only be tackling more into numbers that are or variables that are raised to a certain number. Kaya nga exponential. Okay, let's try. What do you mean by the concept of exponential function? Okay. Exponential function, the concept goes like, in an exponential function, the concept goes like f of x is equal to b raised to x, where b is greater than 0 and not equal to 1. So the concept states that if f of x is equal to b to the power of x, where b to the m is equal to b to the n, therefore m is equal to n. Okay, The concept of an exponential function states that f of x is equal to b to the power of x, where your b or your base should be greater than 0, but should not be equal to 1. Again, your b should be greater than 0, but should not be equal to 1. Assignment. Okay, assignment ninyo guys. This is going to be assignment number 3, no? Assignment number 3 or number 2. Anyway, what are you going to do in your assignment is, sige lang, I will post this in your Google Classrooms. What you're going to do is, you have to understand, or you have to explain how, why b should be greater than 0 and not equal to 1. Okay, you have to explain why your base should be greater than 0 and not equal to 1. I will post this in your Google Classroom, and it's that guide sa inyo ng Google Classroom. How do you answer this assignment? I will choose either kung mag-video ba mo ani or mag-write ba mo ani. Kung mag-write mo ani, medyo listen and explain kaysa mag-video mo don't explain. Okay, let's continue. The concept of exponential function states that if f of x is equal to b to the power of x, where b to the power of m is equal to b to the power of n, therefore m equals n. What's it up? If f of x is equal to b to the power of x, where b to the power of m is equal to b to the power of n, therefore m equals n. Wala ko pasabot sure. Okay, ang pasabotan niya. If there are two bases, okay, if naitay duha ka base nga the same, example, 2 cubed is equal to 2 squared, ang pasabotan niya, therefore, ang imong exponents, pareha base dili, pareha 2, pareha dili, pareha. Therefore, ang imong exponents are also equal. Okay, let's try to understand this in a given functional way. Okay, number 1. Para mapasabta na ito ha. Number 1. 3 to the power of 2x minus 9 is equal to 27. 3 to the power of 2x minus 9 is equal to 27. Okay, what's the first thing that we have to do if we're going to talk about exponential function? We would have to remember our bases. Awag guys ha? 2b squared. Si 2, ano tawag nito? Ano siya kitawag ko? Coefficient. Si b mo, ano kitawag ko? Variable. Si 2 din sa taas, ito na lang i-cube. 2b cube. Si 3 din sa taas, ano kitawag ko? Exponents. Muna itong isgutan natin exponentials. Exponents. Okay. If you have to talk about something like this concept, a base raised to a certain exponent is equal to a base raised to another certain exponent. Therefore, the exponents are equal. Okay. In exponential function, this is merely all proving. Okay, but yung atong klase ani is all about proving. Now, how do we prove nga si 3 to the 2x minus 9 is really equal to 27? Wala siya exponential function, guys. Mugin na siya itong klase karon. How do we prove? Katong mga related formula ganina, ato itong magamit karon. How do we prove nga equal ba gini sila? Kaya bali mga panangga ano ito tanan. So we have 3 to the 2x minus 9 is equal to 27. How do we really prove na tinuod di siya ng equal gini silang duha? Okay, how do we prove that? We have to identify our concept. The concept states that dapat pareha ang base, then ang ilang exponent may equal. Right? Kung pareha ang base, therefore ilang exponents may equal. Okay, what is the base in this given? The base of given, sa left side, our base is 3. On the right side, our base is 27. Question. What is 3 related to 27? Or what is 27 related to 3? Right? Diba 27 is actually equal to 3 cube, right? Because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, or 3 cube. Okay, let's try it. And therefore, we can already say that 3 to the 2x minus 9 is equal to 3 cube. Sakto dili? Because 27 is actually 3 cube. Because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Let's continue. So therefore, the concept is already na coincide sa concept that states b to the m equals b to the n. Therefore, m equals n. Karon pinag-coincide lang sa concept, what can we do next? Find x. Okay, find x ita. Because b to the m is equal to b to the n. Therefore, m equals n. So makaingon na taan yung karon na 2x minus 9 is equal to 3. Find x. Transpose 3 to the other side, that becomes 2x is equal to 9 plus 3, 12. So we have divided 2 on both sides. So the value of x is equal to 6. There you have the answer. That is how you prove an exponential function. So the answer is 6. So how do we prove kung totoo ang answer or dili? How do we check? Checking ta. Okay, in checking, we could say, kung si value sa x, 6. So we can say 3 to the 2 times 6 minus 9 is equal to 27. So 3 to the 12 minus 9 is equal to 27. 12 minus 9, 3 is equal to 27. What is 3 cubed? 27 is equal to 27. Therefore, our answer is correct. Teacher mo, kung gamit ang related formula na ito, ganina. Kalma. Let's try to give another example that could make use of the related formula. Second example. Second example states that 6 raised to 4x plus 7 times 1 over 36 is equal to 1. Ayan. 6 raised to 4x plus 7 times 1 over 36 is equal to 1. Anong sabi ng concept? Ang sabi ng concept, if f of x is equal to b to the power of x, therefore b to the m is equal to b to the n, therefore, where b to the m is equal to b to the n, therefore, m equals n. So the first step, always remember, pag maka-encounter ng exponential function, the first step is make the bases your base. make all the bases equal. Right? You have to make all the bases equal. How do you make all the bases equal? So what do you think is our basic base? 1? Kaya mo yung ginagawa niya? Dili. Kaya di ba B should not be equal to 1? And remember, that's your assignment. So what's gonna happen here? Anong basic base natin? Basic base. Or what is our chiral base? It should be 6. Because what is 6 in relation to 36? Diba 36 is just 6 squared. How about 1? What is 1 in relation to 6? Well, according to the related formula number 8, 6 or a to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So what do you think is 1 in relation to 6? 6 to the power of 0. Very good. So how do we do this now? Let's continue. 6 to the power of 4x plus 7. So therefore, na-identify na natin ito ang central base or our chiral base. So that is 1 over, what is 36 in relation to 6? That is 6 squared, right? Is equal to what is 1 in relation to 6? 6 to the power of 0. Ayan. Same na ba yung basis natin? Hindi pa same. Ang same, kani pa lang duha. Kani o kani nga naman. See, 1 over 6 is different from 6. 1 half is not equal to 2. So 1/6 is not equal to 6. So how do we make 6 up? How do you bring 6 to the numerator? According to our related formula number 7. Any number raised to a negative exponent becomes a fraction or an inverse of itself. So this becomes 6 to the 4x plus 7 times 6 to the negative 2. Isa pa niyo sa taas, ganyan mo siya negative 2. Is equal to 6 to the 0. Are we now getting clearer with this? Are we now getting clearer with our exponents now? We have the same bases now. We have 6 times 6 is equal to 6. Iba-iba nga lang yung mga exponents nila. Anong sabi ng concept? B to the m equals b to the n. Therefore, m equals n. Okay, let's rewrite this one here. This becomes, since this is multiplication, anong sabi ng related formula number 1? Same base. When multiplied with different exponents, what will happen? You will add the exponents. So this becomes 6 to the 4x plus 7 plus negative 2 is equal to 6 to the 0. Right? Remember? Related formula number 1. Okay, what's going to happen next? Combine like terms. Ayan. This becomes 6 to the 4x plus 5 is equal to 6 to the 0. b to the m equals b to the n, therefore m equals m, or exponents are also equal. So since we have a base, then like exponent, therefore we can already say that 4x plus 5 is equal to 0 according to the concept. So what's going to happen next? Find x. Transpose 5 to the other side. 4x equals negative 5. Divide 4 on both sides para makuha si x. The answer is x equals negative 5 over 4 or negative 1 and 1/4. That is your final answer. Exponential functions. That is for example number 2. They absorb sa tab. How do you check, teacher mo, kung sakto ba pwede mong answer na negative 5 over 4? How do we really know masakto ba pwede mong answer? Again, what do I usually do? I substitute the value here, right? But if you really want to check our solution, kung sakto ba pwede negative 5 over 4, okay, let's try checking this one. Let's try checking our answer, which is negative 5 over 4. We have 6 to the 4 times negative 5 over 4 plus 7 times 1 over 36 is equal to 1. Cancel, that becomes 6 to the square times 1 over 36 equals 1. Right? So that is 36 times 1 over 36 equals 1. Cancel, 1 equals 1. Amazing! That is how you get your exponential function. How about the third example? Please take note for the third example because it's going to be quite, let's say, taas-taas. It's going to be a college level type of example. Sakto pa itong video dira? Sakto pa. Okay, third example. Third example for exponential function, we have 3 to the 2x minus 7 times 3 to the x minus 18 equals 0. Yan. 3 to the 2x minus 7 times 3 to the x minus 18 equals 0. What's the first step na? Pangitawan ng chiral base. Chiral. It's like chirality. Chiral base or chiral. It's chiral base or central base. Anong central base natin? Anong number dyan ang pinaka-maliit? Anong number dyan ang pinaka-maliit na? Feel mo yung pinaka-basic na to. Is it 0? It's not 0. Greater than 0. Is it 18? Is it 7? Is it 3? Let's see. Let's try it. Can you try it? Okay, if you have 3, but how is 3 related to 7? Well, in fact, 7 is a prime number. How about 18? How is 18 related to 7? Yes, 18 is related to 3 but not 7. So how do you do that, teacher mo? Parang ang hirap naman. How about 0? Kabal naman sa 0, di ba? Pwede siya, really pwede 0 ang base kaya kasi nga greater than 0. So how do you do this? Okay, this example is what we call an example of a solution set. Tawag niya guys, solution set. In a solution set, you will make an imaginary value. How do you make an imaginary value? In my case, I would say 3 to the power of x becomes a. In my case, I would say 3 to the power of x is equal to a. Manaman sure, tanawa ko sa mga guys. Kung si 3 to the power of x is equal to a, therefore, 3 to the power of 2x, may mo na siyang a squared. Minus 7, 3 to the power of x becomes a. 7a minus 18 equals 0. A squared minus 7a minus 18 equals 0. Kung saan mo rin gamit ano, sure? This is a solution set. You can now find the roots. And when you find the roots, you can already prove na ang imong x is always equal to that given function. So what are we going to happen? What are we going to do here now? Find a number that when you multiply becomes 18, when you add becomes negative 7. The answer is a minus 9 times a plus 2 equals 0, right? Sa ito ba? Because a times a is a squared. A times negative 2, that is, a times 2 is 2a. Negative 9 times a, that is negative 9a. Negative 9 times 2, that is negative 18. So negative 9a plus 2a, that is negative 7a. Let's continue. What's going to happen next? Therefore, we already have the values of our a. So the values of our a are either to be positive 9 or negative 2. Is that your final answer? Yes. That is your final answer. Okay, let's question then. If our a is equal to 9, therefore, using this given solution set, we have 3 to the x is equal to 9. We have, what is 9 in relation to 3? That is 3 to the x is equal to 3 squared, because 9 is equal to 3 squared. So therefore, x, b to the m equals b to the n, therefore, m equals n. How about for the other? So therefore, okay ang 9, sakto ang correct ang 9. How about negative 2? We have a is equal to negative 2. We have 3 to the x equals negative 2. Kaya nga ganit, 3 to the x equals a. So this becomes, anong value of negative 2 mag-relate sa 3 to the x? Di ba wala? Therefore, hindi pwede magamit ang negative 2 answer. Therefore, the only answer is, solution set should be equal to 9. Okay, that is how you solve exponential functions. For your quiz number, anong quiz number na ta? Quiz number 5. For your quiz number 5, I would like you to solve the following to be passed on together with assignment number 3. Quiz number 5, solve the following. Number 1. 1/3 raised to negative 2x minus 2 over 27 is equal to, tanong lang kung ating exercise. Again, 1/3 no? The quantity of 1/3 raised to negative 2x minus 2 over 27 is equal to the quantity of 1 over 81 raised to 2x minus 2. That is number 1 worth 10 points. Number 2. Number 2, 16 minus 2 to the x times 1 minus 4 to the x equals 0. Equals 0 ba na? O, equals 0. Pwede nyo ba? Ano na niya pila guys? Kaya sa lisod ni. Pwede na lang 5 to the 2x minus 5 times 15,625 over 5 to the 0 is equal to 1 over 5. That is another 10 points. Number 3, 4 to the x minus negative 5 times 2 to the x plus 6 is equal to 0. Ayan. 10 points each. So please be guided. That is to be passed next week. You are dismissed. Goodbye, Jen of babies.